channel. Today I'm going to show you how we make homemade yogurt using the Instant Pot. When you buy an Instant Pot, if you want to make yogurt through that route, make sure that your Instant Pot has the yogurt setting because not all of them do. When you make yogurt, you will need milk and a yogurt starter. We like to make our yogurt using our goat's milk. It is raw milk, so it probably will not be as creamier or thicker. I know that whole milk, especially with higher fat content, tends to be thicker and creamier, but that's okay because we love our goat's milk. It's very healthy, it's raw, it's organic, I mean it's the good stuff. So also when you're making this, you'll need a yogurt starter that has the active live cultures, the live good bacteria, the probiotics. So a couple ways to get this is there are culture starters online for yogurt. There are kits for that. Also, you can, if you've made yogurt in the past, homemade, you can save some of that and have that be as your starter as well. Or you can just go to the store and buy already made yogurt, but make sure that it has the live bacteria in it, the cultures in it. And depending on the type of yogurt, the kind of bacteria that's in it, the good bacteria, will depend on how your yogurt will turn out. Also, make sure that you use plain yogurt, because if you get a flavor type of yogurt, just be aware that your yogurt that you make will taste like that. At this point, I'm going to stir this and let it get to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I am actually going to skip this step and let it heat up to 110, 115 degrees Fahrenheit. The reason being is, so most recipes will do the 180 degrees and then take this off, let it cool down to 115, and then add their yogurt culture. The reason why you get to 180 degrees is so that way you make sure that any bacteria that needs to be, the bad bacteria that needs to be killed off, are killed off. I don't like doing this because when you pasteurize heat milk, you actually past 145 degrees Fahrenheit, you actually kill the nutrients, the good bacteria, so the probiotics, and the good digestive enzymes that our bodies need. Generally, when people, sometimes when they get milk from big consumer companies, those animals are not treated well. They are abused, they are sick, they are dying amongst themselves, and so because of that, antibiotics are getting injected in them so often, and this is not good. So, because our goats are healthy, this is really good milk. I do not need to kill any extra bad bacteria because all this is good stuff. Switch 115. So now I'm going to cancel the saute mode and take this off the stove, or out of here. At this point, you're going to take aside a cup of this and put it in your Pyrex glass measuring cup, because you're going to now make your starter milk, your yogurt starter milk. So you will take a fourth of a cup, 1/4. I do 1/4 of a cup. Most people will do about 2 tablespoons worth, but I like to get a little bit extra. And then just put it in here. And then you would just stir that in. Do not put your yogurt starter in hot milk. So when it's heating up to 180, do not put it in there because that will kill the good bacteria, the live cultures. That's why you need to wait till you cool it down to 115 before you put the yogurt cultures in, the yogurt starter. Okay, and it looks like it's pretty dissolved. I will just put the rest of this back in. And I will stir just a couple of times because you do not want to disrupt too much of the bacteria here. So now it is ready. You will see a setting that says yogurt. You're going to press that setting and set it to, some people do it for 8 hours. I do up to 24 hours, 20 to 24 hours. The reason being is because the longer it sits, it will be more tart if you like that flavor, but the longer it sits in the incubation process, the more lactose will come out of the milk. Lactose is the sugar, the milk sugar, and especially for those who are lactose intolerant or have a sensitivity to dairy, getting rid of that lactose is good. I'm going to check on this in the morning around the same time because it will be 24 hours at this point. Take out the pot and you can put it in the fridge for a few hours to let the incubation process finish. At that point you can eat the yogurt. I'm actually going to strain it. So we're almost done, and this is pretty good enough for me. It's not quite 24 hours, but it's good enough. So still, like I said, like I told you yesterday, it might be a little bit more runnier than regular milk, but just because it was raw milk and I skipped the first process, the first step of heating it up to 180. But this is when I'm going to actually strain it, so that way I can get more of the yogurt and less of the whey. The strainer that I like to use is this one that I got on Amazon. It's stainless steel, kind of a mesh type of a strainer. It's very fine, and so it really keeps as much yogurt in my strainer and gets rid of the whey. Once that goes in the fridge, I will let that strain for about 12 hours. You can do for less, but because mine's still kind of runny, I'm going to do it for a little bit more. Okay, so it's been about 12 hours, and I took it out to the fridge, and you can see the whey here. And by looking at this texture, it's still a little bit runny because, again, like I said, I skipped the first step of cooking it to 180, and it's just from raw milk, not pasteurized and all that. So again, the texture is going to be slightly runny. However, it is still slightly thick and smells really yummy, and yeah, this will go really well with our smoothies and oatmeal or even just yogurt by itself.